Can you guys hear me okay? Haven't done this in a while. Check, check. 1, 2. Let me know if you can hear me. Hey Pete, what's going on? Phil? Meow. Cowboy. Good, I'm good. Sweet. Man, there's some dust. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with this build, but I figured I would show you what I'm working on for Pocket Javelin. And no, I'm not 3D printing Pocket Javelin, so don't freak out yet. Nothing about Pocket Javelin is going to be 3D printed. But I have a 3D printer, so I might as well utilize it. And I was thinking, and one of the reasons why I never finish long-term projects is because I'll hit a snag, and then all of a sudden it will become significantly less fun to work on. And that sucks. I'll get distracted, I'll get discouraged, and then I won't end up finishing it. Hey Dragon, what's going on, man? So I was trying to think through every process of machining, not machining, because I don't have any machining, because I don't have any, like, mills or anything. It would just be with my bandsaw, my, belt sander, drill press, that kind of thing. And I'm trying to go through the entire thing, and I'm realizing fairly quickly that I'm running into a lot of snags, ones that I'm not quite sure how to solve. So I decided to change the design for the 4th time. This is the 4th iteration that I've gone through this thing. However, I think this time I'm actually closer to actually solving the problem. So I have the 3D printed Caliburn magwell here. And as you can see, I've drawn some Sharpie lines on there. And that's where I'm going to make the different panels of aluminum. So this entire front piece right here will be one block of aluminum. I can mill out whatever I need to, drill out whatever I need to on there. And then these plates right here are going to be, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to make this right here yet, because I really don't think I can get this accurate on a belt sander. Maybe hand files, but this is a lot of surface area right in here, so that's going to be a lot of work. I'm still not 100% sure about that, but this plate right here actually goes all the way up into here. So I'm going to, the only reason why this is thick this way is for structural stability. Mine's being made out of aluminum. I don't need it. I'm just going to have this one little plate right here. So there's going to be a division right here, and then all of this I am not making. And so that plate is going to be one solid piece going all the way up right here, and this is a 1/4 inch plate. And then this piece right here is going to be another plate, and it's going to be 1 inch thick. And I can drill out all those holes and stuff, and then bolt them together down here. And that will make a solid block. Not paying attention to the chat at all. I've just been working on more primaries. Saw parts got shipped yesterday. Can't wait till I get here. Yeah. How you been, man? I've been doing pretty good. Ice blue strife stuff drying. All aluminum. Yes, all aluminum. That's the plan. The front grip is actually going to be cast in neon blue. So the plunger cage is also neon blue. I've showed that off. I'm going to have to alter that a little bit. It doesn't have a plunger rod. Instead, it catches on the front, and so I'll have to make a little plate from there. But I think I can modify it. I think I can still use it. So that's the plan. But with the rods going all the way through, it's going to be a much simpler design. Because it's nice to have a bunch of ideas and everything, but it's another thing to actually make them, actually produce them. So, yeah. Okay, so I think I can put. This is the original Caliburn piece, you can see that I accidentally chunked off a piece when I was taking off the supports. Whatever, it doesn't matter because I'm not using this. It's just a test. So this is the original Caliburn front piece. It's okay. It's okay. So I changed it a little bit. Let's get this the right way around. I still plan on having a bottom rail the same as this one, but it has to be in two different parts. I'll probably either methyl acrylated on, or Soviet actually suggested that I do hardware, which I did think about, but I'm still on the fence about. I'll have to see about that, but just imagine a rail on the bottom there. So I have the triple rail going on, so one on either here and then the bottom. Probably not going to use it, but it's tactical. I actually put them there because I like the grip of them, the option of the extra grip, believe it or not. And this texture right here are just square bumps. And they actually came out relatively well on this printed version, which I'm surprised how detailed they came out. But I'm thinking about having Shapeways print this in the high detailed stuff, which is going to be about $150 to do. So it's not going to be cheap, but at least then I'll have something that I can mold and have a nice high resolution thing. So I'm still thinking about that. I'll probably just sell some cheap ones just as a limited run, just to cover the cost of the 3D print and the actual mold. But I'm thinking like $30 a piece for these, because I like the grip on the side here. It's actually really nice, but I'm still thinking, so we shall see. But put this stuff away for now. So what are we working on today? This is the first time I'm announcing the name of the blaster, and that is Emulation Theory. It's pronounced Emulation. Sometimes I get lazy and say Emulation because it's one more syllable that I have to pronounce. But it's not that big of a deal. It means to copy, to emulate. Emulation. So, and that is this build right here. Actually, it's not this one. This is actually just a shell, and it has nothing to do with Emulation Theory. This is just a test piece. The sledge fire that I posted on Instagram is the actual one, and it's over there. I've found my place in the universe. Whenever I work on a build, I prefer to have one for my actual build and then another one where if I'm like, I wonder if this would work, I can just run it through the bandsaw without even thinking, because it doesn't matter. So this is my sacrificial lamb. So basically, I'm more comfortable with working with two blasters when I'm making one blaster instead of one. But title spelled wrong? Is it wrong? I can't actually see it. Where's my keyboard? Oh, it's been a while since I've done this. I can't actually see my title. Can I go on YouTube and watch my own video? Oh, that's weird. It is absolutely missing an E. I was like, that's how you spell emulation, right? Nope, that's not how you spell theory. It is absolutely missing an E. Because it's kind of screwy on this end. Okay. Let me know if that's saved for you guys. Let me know if we're good. So, minor hiccup. But these are the handle scales. And they have some nice grooves right here to kind of rest your hands on. What's the best 2S motor? Yeah, take the opinion of other people. So the whole plan for these scales is to make a pistol grip, because I thought about making two different grips, one for the regular one, so where you could still have the stock, and then a pistol grip. But it ended up being too much money right now, and I want to focus on this because this is what I'm trying to do. So this is designed to be, you want to make yourself a pistol, chop off the bottom, which has a nice convenient flat spot right here for you to follow, and then slap on these scales, and now you have a pistol. XP180s are 2S motors. So I have had, there's actually remnants of it, a Tech Recon hammerhead. And I got this idea from someone off of Etsy. I don't have his store right now, but when I fully make this, I will definitely credit him for the idea. He was nice enough to answer which blaster it was, because this being a non-Nerf blaster, I was having a hard time figuring it out, and he was nice enough to answer my questions. So, crazy new project are you doing? I am working on a HPA sludge fire. I'm working on the handle scales right now. This actually technically isn't this. This is a scrap one. It's actually over there. No, I'm not working on that one yet, Cowboy. That was just a preview, because everybody's like, what are you doing for Pocket Javelin? Because Pocket Javelin is Pocket Javelin. Hold on. What's his name? Tiger Foam is messaging me. Give me 1 sec. Okay, sorry. Not distracted in the slightest, I promise. So, I have the handles right here, and here, the other bits right here. I've worked on this one a little bit. I just removed the texture real quick. But this is actually the magazine that I have cut off. I didn't give a shirt about this blaster, if you can call it that. It's a rubber band gun. No wonder they're going out of business, though. Let me show you this. It's worth showing. I think they're already out of business, but either going or they are. Check this thing out. This is the internals. It's all self-contained and everything. That's zinc. That's all metal. Yeah, it's no wonder. Oh, did my thing just crash? I'm gonna kill myself if it just crashed. Hold on. Oh, damn it. Oh, are we back already? Okay. I was expecting that to... It crashed for a second. I wonder if they fixed that. There was an update when I did that. Oh my god, if they updated that so it fixes crashes now, that actually just became the best program ever. I think they actually just patched that. That's freaking awesome. Okay. We can hear you in the... yeah. Okay, so sorry. But no wonder they went out of business. This is all metal. Like, I can understand these little clips being metal because that's what actually grabs the ring. The little silicone ring. But, that's way over-engineered, man. There's a rail in there. You see the teeth? So there's a rail on the bottom, there's a rail on the top. This whole thing is the rail, and they're both metal, and then there's a gear on the inside of here, which I can only... actually, I can see it, never mind, and it is metal. But that's kind of crazy. And I'm not quite sure why they would make this entire thing metal, but this thing was 15 bucks. So I can kind of see how they went out of business. Don't get me wrong, it's freaking awesome, it's cool. But... that's a little rich, so whatever. I'm getting distracted. I'm getting severely distracted here. So, what I did was I casted these up. These are the masters. They fit on there perfectly. And I've gotten... they started off as a giant block of resin. I kid you not. I was about to curse there. And I just kind of went down on my sander and sanded it down to what I wanted. And then some of the tighter curves in here I used my Dremel for. And I have notched out this entire place right here so that this fits on there. And it's flush with the rest of your screen chat is gone. It absolutely is. Let's fix that. God. Nope, nope, we're good. We're good. We're still going. We're good. We're good. We're good. I promise. We're back. God, this is annoying. I hate NVIDIA drivers, man. It's only when I'm doing stuff. Is it back? Yeah, it's back. Okay. God. Oh, hey, Ben. What's going on? This freak NVIDIA. I swear. So, anyway, as I was saying, cut out the spot for this so that that fits on there ever so nicely. And that is pretty much flush with that. I can blend that no problem. Yep, Tech Recon Hammerhead. And then, as you can see, there is some spacing here. So obviously, when these finally come together, it's actually going to be something like this. So they're not actually going to close all the way. But that's okay, because we're going to fill the rest of that in later. When are we going to see the Chaos Dogma project again? When I figure out what the heck I'm doing with it. So, I haven't done this side yet, which is one of the things that I want to do. I haven't cleaned up this almost at all. And this part was the easy part because, well, I guess kind of not easy, but because I had to figure it out. But I could just slap this one on any old way. This one needs to line up, and it's not going to be as easy as a normal one because they're not touching. They're just going to be floating there. So we will take it one step at a time, I think. And we're going to be doing a lot of Dremel work, so I apologize for headphone users in advance. If you have me turned way, way up, you might want to take a step back. Turn it down just a little bit so you're not killing yourself. Press plastic and LEDs for that. Gap filling, Ben. You know you want to. What gap filling? Oh, for that gap filling? I'm going to mold these though, which is why they're like separate scales. So, let's get on with it. currently late, so I'm going to shut the door here. I'm probably going to die a horrible death of... If I can close the door. I'm probably going to die a horrible death of something closing myself in here without air, but that's fine. So I'm putting on my mask because I'm not suicidal. There we go. And I'm just going to copy what I've done on this side is clean up all of this stuff, all those ridges, and I can probably put that on for a later reference. Headphone users, beware. I'm absolutely going to get stuff in my eyes. It's flying at my face. So I need to wear goggles. Let's try that again. We're starting. I'm sure this will get somewhere eventually. One day, maybe. Probably. Hopefully. Probably not. It doesn't actually matter too much where this line is. I don't actually have to even do this much. However, I'm weird, so. Let's go ahead and cut this piece here. I think I actually ran this one through the bandsaw the first time around, but I don't want to wake everybody up because it's a lot louder than the Dremel. Again, doesn't really matter too much where I'm cutting this. Doesn't have to be super precise or anything. What other projects do you have in the building quarter? What do I have? I have Pocket Javelin, which has been there since, well, pretty much since I got into the hobby. I'm making mental progress on it though. I want to make I want to make 2 other Hyper Strifes, but I haven't started those. Well, technically I've started, but I wouldn't call that starting. And then this one actually I just decided to build at the beginning of this month. So this one's actually pretty new. I was just like, I'm gonna make this. So maybe the end of last month, closer to that. But this one, Dogma, which again is kind of at a standstill right now because I got to figure some stuff out. I got to get money, which is a big thing, and I just don't have it right now. So, not many other super active things. I'm trying to focus on this right now, but We shall see. My stomach is not feeling well right now. Back to Dremel. I actually have to get this pretty close. I have to grind this down quite a bit for it to fit properly. The fast mags are actually real steel ones. I believe those are, it's on the tip of my tongue. Ben Hamilton should know what that is. But short answer is yes. Long answer is I can't remember. I don't take too much time to look at magazine holding solutions just because I already have my solution, so there's nothing on the market that I really wanted or liked in particular, so I just kind of made my own. Hey man, what's up? I mentioned ARC is now having some XP180s for next month, and I'll be getting a Gen 4 DRS cage if I can get the funds together. Sweet, that's pretty cool. Hey Ryan, what's going on, man? I'm not sure if I said hello to you. People making this probably. So we actually got it cleaner than this other side, which I guess is a good thing. Nope, don't like fangs. Personal opinion. See, now comes the difficult part where I actually have to line this crap up. I'm not taking nearly as long as I did before, though, because I actually have an idea of what I'm doing, as opposed to last time, which I had to slowly work it into there. It probably took like 2 hours to even get like this far. So definitely moving a little bit faster than I was. So let's work down and then cut more if we need it later, because you can always cut off, but you can't put back on. I guess technically I can, but you know what I mean. Let's start with that. So basically, I'm just going to notch out everything in there. See how thin I can get this. If you own a vector strife, I'm not really into the mainstream stuff. I don't really like stuff that's been done 1,000 times. So no, not really. What blaster is that handle from? This is from the Tech Recon Hammerhead. Not my idea. Someone off of Etsy, I saw a picture of his sledge fire. Needed to have it, needed to make scales for it. Couldn't figure it out because it wasn't Nerf, so I asked him, and he was nice enough to tell me. I'll credit him later, but I actually don't remember who he is right now. We'd have to talk more about it, Dragon. A little bit of dust. Sorry, I'm kind of being quiet, just kind of focusing a little bit. How do you cut straight lines in your work? I try, fail, grind gouges. If you're talking about like freehanding like this, literally just practice. I've just kind of always been kind of good with it, but practice really. But if you're talking about like cutting blasters for integrations, just Sharpie. A lot of pre-planning before you actually make the cut. Taking your time with it. Note I may be campaigning for arcs, that's why I ask. What's your opinion on the way the Nerf community is going right now? A little much drama for me. The more into the depths of the community you are, the more drama is there. and unfortunately I've been in the middle of some of it. But I'm just trying to avoid the entire thing right now. So we're making progress. That needs to be pulled back a lot, but that is the point of that. It's good that it needs to be pulled back and not moved forward, at least. I think I need to get rid of these grooves. I'm wondering how I should do this. Probably just sand it down would be better. Are you an SNC? No, I'm in Texas. I've been over to Drek's house before, but I've never played at one of the wars or anything. It's like these interlocking groove to make sure everything lines up all the way around. Just trying to sand that down so I can get a even profile. Lots of dust. I've only really used it once or twice. Full auto isn't my favorite. It's just nice having it. If you go to End War, you'll have a chance to meet most of them. It's a good way to meet people. Okay, I think that's where I need to be. Ouch. Okay, so it needs to be dremelled down a little further, as well as taking off a huge chunk here. Actually, before I judge that, let's put this up against here. Forget that I'm trying to line it up with something. It's worth the trip. It's a long way for me too, but let's see. It's definitely worth the trip if you can manage to carpool or something. Events and Nick said my cut lines were nice so far. That is my crowning achievement with ARC. That's good. Always good to be proud of what you got. Okay, this is definitely moving faster than the other side. The other side of this took so much longer than this. The other side of this took so long. Something's running into something. I don't know what it is. I don't think anyone wants to do a collaboration with me. That's alright. Needs to come on a little bit more. Something on this side that's preventing it from going down all the way, I think. But it's thick right here. It is indeed. Cut some of the bolt down on here. I'm making the handle scales for my HVA Sledfire hand cannon. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Please don't do ads like that around here, Ethan. I'm gonna have to remove those, man. No offense. No offense, man. Not the place to be advertising, though. Okay, that's definitely better? Question mark? Because I've gotten this one to fit so well that I just pop it in place and it fits right in there. But something is holding this one back. Can't tell what it is. It's something very obvious that I'm missing. might be an idiot. I might be an idiot. That would be it. Damn it. That's embarrassing. It's like the most obvious thing on there. That's right. Okay, that needs to pull back just a little bit, I think. We really need Gavin here, but he's asleep. No, you want to keep net neutrality, not F it. You wanna keep it. Dragon is bigger fan. Okay, we're almost there. Needs to come down a little bit, I think. Ugh, I'm getting confused. Okay, so that needs to come out a little bit. I think I can do that on that side. And then that goes like that. It's like being slowly pecked to death by chickens. Mod for the sanding. I'll stick with wiring if it's all the same. Try to scoot in my chair a little bit. Okay, goes there. only dangerous if you don't know what you're doing or you're being stupid. Oh, wait. I think I did it. Nobody move. I don't want to move. I'm scared to move. What do I do? So, oh no, I moved. Okay. So as you can see, completely wrecked it now. There we go. Once I get it epoxied in there, it will be fine. But as you can see, there is a bit of a gap there. Just a little bit of a gap. But we'll go ahead and fill that in with resin and stuff, so. Well, something like that. I have dust everywhere. I just washed this jacket. I shouldn't have done this in this jacket. I don't know why I'm wearing a jacket. Now I need to figure out what I'm doing. What am I doing? Banshee motors are an old school type of motor dragon. They're completely irrelevant today. There were like a certain type of motor that people found on eBay. Okay. That needs to come down just a little bit. That's better. They're not Hobby King motors, they're eBay motors. Yeah, that's better. So, I think I might use 5-minute epoxy for this because I don't need a structural bond, because these are not going to be the final pieces. I plan on fitting these together and then molding this and then having a solid piece that I can stick on there. And I think it'll be easier to line up if everything is set in 5 minutes. So I think that's what I'm going to do. If I need more structure later, I can put on the methyl acrylate instead, but this is fine for now. Hey Bobo, what's going on, man? Oh, dust everywhere. Hold on 1 second. And I'm just now realizing I can take off all my mask and stuff because I'm done with the Dremel. Yeah, they're completely irrelevant. Banshees were around before rhinos were a thing. Even before falcons. I doubt anybody in here even knows what falcons are. I got more craft sticks. I finally ran out. Finally ran out. So sad. I've had this box of popsicle sticks forever. And now we shall start with a brand new. Anybody who doesn't have like mixing sticks or whatever is just making up excuses, because this thing was like $5. And yeah, so whoops. Just totally hit the mic, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'll have popsicle sticks for another 16 million years. Hey, Hawkeye, clean your place before you start the epoxy work. Shut up. So right now we're just trying to line everything up. Toothpicks are tedious as hell to work with. And Q-tips are actually expensive. Convenient if you have them around, but they're actually expensive. Alright, so let's do this side first, because I know for a fact that this one just slips into place basically perfectly. So, because I spent like 2 hours doing this one. And I know for a fact that that's perfect. That just slips into place, so let's do that. So I won't need much, probably just do along the edge, maybe a little bit in the middle. Luckily this stuff doesn't stink nearly as bad as the methacrylate. Use your fingers, promise it's best for mixing, yeah. That's fine. And the general purpose epoxy, the 5-minute stuff, I don't bother splitting in half because it's liquid enough where you don't have the same division issue with the methacrylate. So I don't even bother. Not the same texture, or centipoise, not the same thickness. Good evening, what's going on? I really should click on the correct tab so I can actually see what's going on my screen. I just noticed that I can't see what's going on. There we go. But if you're new to bonding things together with Nerf, please don't use what I'm using. I'm using general purpose 5-minute epoxy. I'm not doing this for structural purposes. This is just to get a shape. I do not care if it breaks in half with the drop of a feather. Well, as long as I can handle it, I don't care. So, this is not the stuff to be using. You want plastic welder. This is not plastic welder. This is nothing more than a glorified glue. Mixing it with your face. It's a great idea. All the new people in the back are like, haha, he's joking, right? This is joke? This is a joke? I actually just realized I want to be careful of squeeze out that I'm not accidentally gluing this thing to the shell, which I guess is a good thing I'm using 5-minute epoxy because I can easily break the bond, so never mind. I do have a limited window to work with on this one because it's a 5-minute cure time. It's a 5-minute set time. But this one will gel within a significant amount of time before it actually cures, so you have plenty of time to work with this. This is probably the easiest epoxy to start working with if you're new. We'll just get some on here for touch more rigidity. Take a quick glance to make sure everything's straight, but I'm relatively positive that that's straight, and it is, because it better freaking be after how long I took to do this. I might be leaning over the camera a little bit. See, Hawkeye agrees. Show fans that's a great idea. Mars need to pass down our wisdom. Want a pair of what? Bulldog flywheels in America. There's plenty of options for flywheels. I don't need another one, to be quite honest. Hawkeye, remember watch for hot glue. Yeah, you're always funny. You're hilarious. And I don't care about this texture on the handles, if you were wondering. There's a slight grid pattern texture to this diamond pattern, I guess. I don't care about it at all. It's gonna be sanded down and filled anyway. Ripstream, am I still live? Everything looks good on my end. Is everybody still there, or just gonna make sure everything stays straight? Ripstream basically means the stream died for him. It's a way to report issues quickly. If it's like one person, then that's obviously like something over there. But if everyone is ripping stream, then that's usually a problem on my end. But looks like I'm fine. Had a bit of lag for a sec. Weird. You're not here. Okay. Somehow 5 minutes doesn't seem like quick enough. I wish they had a spray for, like, some sort of kicker for that they have for super glue. That'd have to be some pretty potent stuff. Ridiculously potent. This doesn't really matter because I'm going to sand it down anyway, but starting to gel. I am not typing this right now. Hawkeye, what if I told you we're all figments of your imagination? I wouldn't be surprised. Bobo, please upload some more videos. Shh, you're gonna scare him off. What's all just in your integration? It's all just in your imagination. I'm an idiot. Sorry, it's tiring. I'm tired. Jeez. I'm begging you. It's the glue fumes getting in it. This stuff actually isn't too bad. What's a Hawkeye? My closet's open and everything, so this stuff really isn't that bad. If you like stick your face in it, it smells like rotten eggs, but I've been around so many chemicals that I kind of am immune to it from this distance. A normal human being would probably smell it, but I don't smell a thing right now. It also doesn't help that I'm not feeling well, so my senses aren't the greatest right now. Taking December off for now. Backyard, some mud pit from snow and rain. Sure, that's the reason. I want to go to Singapore. I'd love to go to Singapore. I'd love to meet Psych. Getting close. It's tacky now, but still a little bit of time left. Oh my god, we've been going for an hour and 7 minutes. Where's the time gone? You're just sitting in your closet in the dark. No, it's pretty bright in here. I got some lights. These are like 1100 lumens or something. 1200 maybe. I think it's 1150. The rest of my room is dark as hell. Have you, Hawkeye? I have legit reasons. Make more content and less streams, you poopy. Why don't you live stream? I'm sure you're working on stuff, right, Bobo? I'm sure you're working on stuff. You should live stream. It's actually pretty easy. I was expecting you, like, you just download, like, I think I'm using XSplit. I thought it was gonna be like some super involved thing, but it's actually pretty simple. See, now everyone's excited, Bobo. You gotta do it now. Bobo's like, this is why I never interact with the stream. Need to figure out how YouTube does its junk. I have OBS, but need settings worked out. My work area is a mess, so messy. If it's anything like I saw all that time ago, I do believe you. Get XSplit though. It like they have pre-settings for like the whole thing like right here, all the words and stuff. They all have presets, like whole websites that do like presets for stuff like that. I didn't do any of that. That can't point. About the same. Oh, same, yeah. It's about the same, yeah. I've just kicked in what you said. I hope Boba makes another America Blaster. Okay. Still technically wet, but it's tacky enough where it should be fine to hold in there. Okay, now we have that somewhat tacked in there. I'm thinking about running some hot glue in there just to temporarily hold it, but then this side goes on here like this. Oh my god, this thing's gonna be freaking awesome. Just the ability to be like, oh, I feel like making a Sledgefire pistol, cast this up and be like, bam, there you go. That's freaking awesome. So mad I can't find an SD card with like 4 Blaster mod video segments on it. How'd you lose something like that? If I made another one, it'd be completely black. Let's see. You need to also just like tape a bunch of mags together. It's on fire. Sad faces on it. Okay, now comes the slightly more difficult part of lining this up with the other side. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I'm an idiot, stupid face, and that it needs to come over this way more. You idiot sandwich. I do believe... Oh, shit. I mean, crap. I do believe that does need to come over a little bit. I say. Actually, I don't think that's as bad as I think it is. God dang it. You'd quit sticking stuff in there. That's better. I'm looking at the line in the middle. Got a stupid Eminem song stuck in my head, and I haven't heard it in years. Don't know why it's stuck in my head. Damn it! I keep putting my freaking hand in it. It's not like getting anything on me, but it's bugging the shit out of me. Hell out of me. The crap out of me. Smooth! Oh, dang it, Bobby. I know what the song is called. I doubt it. Holy crap, I think that's actually it. How did you know that was in my head? I'm not actually sure what it's called, to be fair, but that sounds right. It's the one where he's like, hush, little baby, don't say a word, everything's gonna be alright. I don't even remember the name of the song. Why you stream so late? Cause you know, felt like working. That's off a little bit. Needs to come that way. Mockingbird, that's it. Damn it! I keep sticking my hand in it! Right. Sorry. Mockingbird. I did it again. I just did it again. It's avoidable. It's unavoidable. I mean. What time is it where you are? It is 1 o'clock. I'm actively... This is infuriating. Okay, this one doesn't line up as cleanly as the other one. It's taking a little bit of effort to hold it in place. Good night, Mr. Hawk. Good night, Mod Squad. Thanks for sticking in. Popping in. Thanks for hanging out. What did that grip come off of that you're touching? A Tech Recon Hammerhead. original idea off of some guy off of what's it called? Etsy. I don't have his information, but when I make a video for this, I will definitely link him in the description, because he was nice enough to tell me what it was, because I'm not too familiar with blasters that aren't Nerf. So, a little bit of a gap. Okay. So it's all the way up against it, and then shift a little bit. I feel like I'm not doing something correct. Something doesn't feel right, and I can tell it's not right, and I don't know what it is. Bobo's leaving. Bye, Bobo. Thanks for sticking around. See if we can line this up. It's pissing me off. It's pissing me off. It's pissing me off. Something isn't lined up properly. At least I don't have to worry about holding this side on now. I should be wearing a mask. Ah, yes. Half of the fun of integrating something. Trying to line up the halves. Hey Nick, what's going on? Stuck my hand in it again. Where's the... oh. One of these days. Where is the freaking bump? I can feel a bump and I can't see it, and it's pissing me off. I can't shave down anymore there. Which rotary tool you've got there? Not a lot of people use drummers, but yeah, mine's a Dremel 4000. I'm gonna rip my eyeballs out. Why? Okay, okay, okay. That's not it right there. Right? I might have just found it. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, I just got my hand stuck in it again. Okay, that lines up there. Need to move that back a little bit. Okay, that lines up that way. And we're lined up that way. Nobody move! Don't breathe! Nobody move! Okay, so now that I know I can line it up, it's just a matter of getting the epoxy in there. Oh my god, I have like whole chunks of plastic stuck to my foot. Okay. Then we'll make fine adjustments. Ooh, that's gonna slip if I push too hard, so I need to be careful. And then can I trust that that is going to be lined up this way? Yes. Okay, so just get that in place. Okay. Need to get another piece of cardboard. Hold on. Okay. Oops, sorry. Sorry guys, gotta go. See you, man. Thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. I just stuck my hand in it again. That is so annoying. It's like tacky enough to be annoying, but not damaging. It's driving me nuts. Alright, let's just get this. Oh, that was a bad idea. Use the brush. Brush is there for a reason. I feel like that's a little more than I used last time, but that's alright. Oh, it's so nice having a full thing of popsicle sticks. Hawkeye were singing for you. Yes, I can see that. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Something, something, the cold never bothered me anyway. Never actually saw that movie all the way through. Oh shit. Didn't pay attention for a while. I looked up to read the thing for 1 second. I got it on there. Serves me right. How dare I try to read the comments. Actually, I have to go, but good singing. See you, man. Turn this slide to okay. Yeah. Hilarious. Lyrical geniuses. Okay. Hands at 10 and 2. Tis the critical moment. Sorry guys, just want to make sure that this is aligned. One shot, one opportunity. Actually, I could break this part if I wanted to and try again, but I'd rather have one shot, one opportunity. Cool, now I just need to sit here for 5 minutes. Except this is giving me much more of a cramp than it was last time. Great. Hey, I love Camp Camp. Watching the new one that came out a little bit ago. The Christmas one. Oh, there's a place I know that's tucked away, a place where you and I can stay, where we can go to laugh and play and have adventures every day. I know it sounds hard to believe, but guys and girls, it's true. Camp Campbell is the place for me and you. If you haven't seen Camp Camp, it's great. By Rooster Teeth. Now we play the waiting game, the waiting game. They launch hamster from a catapult. Platypus ate it. Who is... Ah, yes. I saw that one. Their mascot. Platypus. Mr. something. I can't remember what they called it. That's pretty straight. I think it needs to turn this way just a little bit. Ah, fudge. Stuck my hand in it. I'm gonna live and have adventures every day. I know it sounds hard to believe, but I can run it through. Camp Campbell is the place for me and you. Ah, doggone it. That one was wet. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Wear gloves, Benjamin. Wear gloves. Alright, stop. Stop. That's as good as you're gonna get. Good lord. Love the old guy with the hook. Oh my god, if I get my hand in it one more time, I swear to God. Just right directly onto it. Catch birds, bear bugs, and honeybees. Alright, any more adjustments, I'm going to have to make micro adjustments with putty or something, because that's as good as I'm going to get it. I think it's off a hair, but if I keep adjusting like I'm adjusting, I'm going to ruin it. Think you're the only one left? I think you're the only one left in chat. There's 6 people watching, supposedly. We got a prize. My love and affection. My attention. Boo! What a ripoff! I think it's slightly this way a little bit, and it needs to come this way a little bit. But there's not a ton I can do about that. It's already starting to set up, and if I keep trying to adjust it, I'm gonna ruin it. Any adjustments I can make with putty, it's not that big of a deal. Incorrect. Hey Jalen, what's going on? You're all alone. There's no one here beside me. You streamed, never noticed me. I'll accept that prize. Ah, keep sticking my hand. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, see. It's, not exactly butterflied on there perfectly. You can see it kind of angles like this. This gap right here is smaller than this one right here. But it's not by much. It's maybe a millimeter. And it's pretty much perfectly lined, so like middle line, so you won't be able to tell. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Hey Danny, what's going on? We're doing HPA/fire. Yep. I'm making the handle scales currently. This is just a dummy. This actually isn't the blaster. I'm just making the handle scales right now. I can take this off. Epoxying these handle scales, or these handle parts onto the handle scales. These aren't going to be the ones I'm using. These are going to be the masters so that I can mold these so that I can then cast as many as that I want. As many as I want. But these just pop off like so. Did I just glue this to this? No, I'm fine. These pop off like so. And when I'm done, I will have molded these and stuff. And so that I can cast these up. And then, oh, I want to make a pistol. Bam. Bam. Pistol. This your HPA primary? Yep. No, this is an HPA sidearm. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, I'm making this a hand cannon. It's a pistol, I swear. That handle grip is just so freaking cool, man. I'm gonna rub some of this in there so that I'm not getting it stuck on my hands. Haha. Ha! Not sticky anymore. That's just so freaking awesome. That's gonna look so sick. It's gonna be what that looks like. Still have to fill in the large gap around here, but that's not a big deal. Well, it's not really a Destiny hand cannon. I'm just using the term because this thing's freaking large, but Nice big grip for nice big hands. I think I just complimented myself, but I'm not sure. I didn't mean to do that. It's a nice feeling. I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. What do you guys think? Yay, nay? Probably sell these for like 20 bucks a pop. 20 bucks a set. I think these could be cool. The guy I got the idea for using these handles from was from Etsy. I saw a picture of it online, and he sold 2 of them on like an Etsy store, and I couldn't figure out what it was because it wasn't a Nerf item. So I asked him, and he was nice enough to give it to me. I don't have the link to his channel right now, but when I make the proper video, I will. But I'm thinking about sending him a set of these just as kind of like a thank you for giving me the inspiration. But we will see. That's what it was. That's what was. Yep, that's the one. That is the one. That's where I got the inspiration for this stuff. Obviously, I'm kind of cheating a little bit by making this 1,000 times easier. I'm doing twice the amount of work now so that I can make an infinite amount of these with very minimal effort. I'll just be able to pop those on and pop these out like candy. So it's kind of cheating a little bit, but it's pretty cool. Also, his handle is going to be much thinner because he doesn't have this gap right here. I actually didn't like, I wasn't expecting how narrow the Tech Recon is, and I didn't really like it. I can see why it would perfectly mash up with this, but with these handle scales it makes it a little bit bigger, but I actually like the little bit bigger, so. Right, yeah, that's the one we were discussing in the Discord, where we were all trying to figure out what it was. I eventually had to get the answer directly from him. But like little things like this will be covered up. I need to drill out these holes right here all the way through so that you can still unscrew it from here. I'm going to cover up these, all 4 of these, and then leave these 2 holes so that I have 2 here from the original and 2 down here from this. And then there are no other screws up here or anything. Do you guys like larger grips or do you guys like smaller grips? Just curious. Because this is definitely on the larger side. This is like rival Apollo size. Maybe I don't know the Apollo enough to say whether it's right on there or not. I think it's about Apollo size. I like him. This is the sludge fire, the actual one. I ate some edibles. If you know what I mean. Maybe you're wrong, but did you make Dogma yet? I'm really interested in seeing that build. No, that's a very, very long-term build. When it's complete, trust me, you will know. It's kind of at the point where it's now a matter of funds, and I don't have the money to complete it yet. I'm kind of at a standstill right now because now it's starting to get into I need to test these things, like test actually building it in the real world before I can go any further, and that's expensive, and I don't have those funds, so it's kind of at a standstill at the current moment. Somewhere in the middle for grip size. So you got your barrel system. And I'm just using EVA foam to kind of use it as a friction fit. And I have tons of these barrels. This is 6 inches. 6-inch barrel, has aluminum, and then just about a 1/2 inch of polycarbonate, and it's just a hair tighter on the polycarbonate so that worker darts, which some of them are loose enough where they'll fall right through the barrel. Some of them, not all of them. But with the polycarbonate there, it holds them all without a problem. Pretty awesome. Are you planning on making Dogma automatic or semi? It's a semi-automatic build. Hey Tiger, what's going on? Just using regular general purpose 5-minute stuff because I don't need a super strong bond. Just making something master for molding something. It's pretty fun to plink around with though. And then you can see the XPZ in there. It's got the methyl methacrylate all hooking it up in the inside. There's a 3D printed spacer, which it's friction fitted on because I didn't want to compromise the integrity of the tank itself. So it's just friction fitted onto a 3D printed sleeve, which is very well on there. And then I epoxied the sleeve into the plunger tube. So it's nice and secure in there. I also have all of the internals still hooked up to the, you know how all the internals kind of pop out in that cage? I still have that cage in there. And I have, lubricated the valve, and then I encased it in, one side of it at least, in epoxy sculpt. And so now I can actually remove the switch and put it back in at will. So everything is still removable and nice and clean. Gotta afford those $20,000 Pro Sticks. Yep. Love the handle. Smart. I like the... Smart. I like the cage. What cage? What cage are we talking about? But this will be like that. That's all going to be one piece, or technically 2 pieces. And there's a bit of a gap right here because I didn't like how thin the handle was. Obviously I need to fill that in. It'll be all one thing by the time I'm done. The cage inside. Oh, the cage inside the... Well, I mean, that's like a housing. It's not a cage. But then the handle scales pop off. So those will just be glued on. And there's a flat spot right here that's convenient enough to follow as a guide for cutting. So you just chop that off. Still have the screw ports intact. And then epoxy these on. And you have a hand cannon. It's meant for a little bit larger hands, but I like the larger grip anyway, so. Bam, 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 bam. OFP Sledge Fire Cage 1. I do talk, and it goes, as soon as I say it, it goes out the other ear. See if I can... Hold on. Let me get my tank. Afterburner sludge fire one. Funny enough, a afterburner on this would severely slow it down. I'm purposefully using something that is very inefficient in barrel length. I'm purposefully trying to screw this thing over because I have a cap, FPS cap, and it's still easily punching 150 FPS. If I wanted, I could easily get this thing up to 200 FPS. So a afterburner would actually slow it down. I think I'm making white out long strike HPA or LPA. I need to do some with my other hand. What is the number one thing to know with this sort of stuff, in your opinion? It's actually really simple, as long as you're not killing yourself. It's actually pretty simple. Everything's already online. I mean, there's nothing to it. I can probably open this up in a minute if you want me to. I am the organizer, or one of them at least. We have anywhere from 45-year-olds playing all the way down to like 8 years old. We have kids there, so. And then charge. Don't know if you can see the... Absolutely cannot see. It's making quite a bit of a vapor trail. Oh my god, this is going to be such a bad idea. Let me actually put on a mask, because this is going to be such a bad idea, but I want to see what it does. Hold on. Okay, here we go. It's pretty cool. Worth it. That's crazy. That's freaking nuts. Is there any way to make air tanks out of Schedule 40 PVC? I have trouble using this. Don't use PVC because PVC gets brittle. It's actually not terribly dangerous to use when it's new, but it's very susceptible to UV radiation, and that will start making it brittle. It's very susceptible to getting old. It's susceptible to temperature. It's not meant for air pressure. Don't use PVC. Why are there two shells? That's just the way I operate. If I have an idea and I don't want to screw up my main one, I'll just be like, huh, slice. Want to write my paper? I'll sand for you. I think I'll stick with this. I actually don't mind writing papers, but I do. I took 7 English classes, so I'm done with writing. Why are there 2 sludge fires? You already asked that. I already read that. Nick, submit a clip. I'll write your paper. Don't say that. He'll do it. Darn. That's what I was getting. Ordered 1,000 of these, the Gen 2s. What would work best is steel. They have different ratings for steel, like actual working pressures. The working pressure for the tank and all the component, or the tank for Chaos Dogma is 150 psi. So that goes in. Close the breech. There's no safe way of doing this without this bouncing 16 times, so we're just going to do it. This is totally going to dent my wall and wake everyone up. Here we go. Oh my god! So that was fast enough where it ricocheted 3 times and you didn't see it on camera. That was so loud. Probably just woke everyone up. I'm off to finish the chip shop. Alright, see you, Tiger. Thanks for stopping by. What paint scheme are you going with this? I am going to base it off of, right now the plan is to base it off of a ally in a video game called the Bentuzi, and the video game's called Homeworld. It's a video game that was released in 1999, so I don't expect anyone here to know what that is. But it's kind of like a tan color, and then there's going to be yellow LEDs. I'm thinking about getting some graphics done for me. Some what's it called? Vinyl decals for me in white. If you're capped at 150 FPS, why not make shotgun? There's no point in singling it. I mean, I could, but you know, this is my pistol round blaster. I'm purposely trying to cripple it. I'm already on the edge of oh my god, Hawkeye, please stop, because this is meant for pistol rounds. Believe it or not. This thing's great. Yeah, HP a pistol. I swear to God, it's a pistol. The freaking size of this thing. And then I'll have these handles on there. Oh, baby, look at that. God, that's beautiful. That's just freaking hot. That is so hot. I love that. I'm so glad I can just make these. It's freaking awesome. Such a huge smile on my face right now. Are you making 2? No, I've mentioned this a few times. I've found that the way I work is I'll have the actual blaster I'm working on, and then I'll have another of the same blaster, and if I feel like experimenting, or I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna, and I'll do it on this other one. A lot of things that people don't know. One of the things that people don't know is I went through 4 rapid strikes making glass construct, and that wasn't because I messed up on a shell. That was because I was basically breaking rapid strikes on purpose because I was curious. Have you used glass construct in battle yet? I've used it a few times. I'm just not a big fan of full auto, so it's not my favorite. But it fires when I open it, obviously. Did it just crash? Did we just crash? No, I think we're fine. So I definitely understand if people have to skedaddle. There's nothing in there. Seriously, if you haven't invested in one of these, you should really get one. Bosch has one. They don't sell this one anymore, unfortunately, but Bosch has one just like it, same specifications and everything, about the same price, like same profile, same everything. They actually have a slightly more expensive one where you can remove this entire front thing and exchange it for different things. They have the flat profile one like this. They have an extended one. They have one that angles down. So if I was going to invest in that, I would just go ahead and get that one, spend a little extra, and then if you ever want to get other attachments for it, it's available. But these things are freaking awesome. Nice lightweight. living in Aussie time right now. Are you in Australia? Oh, I understand. 6 p.m. over here. There's a problem here. I'm not sure if this is how spelled acrylate spelled correctly. And right chemical look for, yeah, that's what you're looking for. The one that's used the most is DevCon, and you'll hear that as a generic term. Sometimes I use DevCon as a generic term. I try not to, but I don't actually use DevCon. I use Loctite brand just because it's more common where I'm from, and if it's sitting on a shelf too long, it can actually never harden. You mix it together and it becomes like rubbery. That's from sitting on the shelf too long, and so I don't actually use DevCon. I use the Loctite brand because it cycles through more quickly in my area. But like the plastic weld for JB Weld is not methyl methacrylate. So if you look on the back in the warnings, it'll say it. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. So these are my internals. Nice, clean, and oh my god, everything comes out of the shell. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh look, it's still functional. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now, excuse me while I break the glue bonds. Oh wait, there are no glue bonds. It's all freaking friction. I'm gonna make cast parts for the sledge fire like this. I like the trigger and the hammer. I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna bother making clear parts for this one. Definitely not this piece. I looked into it. I think it's just too much effort for me to try to manufacture something like this. At least more brain power than I'm willing to put into it. And yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna bother with it this time. I think the handle scales are all I'm gonna do for this. So these clips come right off. Let's turn this the right way around. Let me just remove this spring so I'm not losing it. But those are my internals. Focus, focus. I hate this camera focus. And this entire valve will actually pop out. It's kind of friction fitted in there pretty well, so I'm not going to do it right now, but it does actually pop right out. It's just really well in there because it's kind of super frictioned on there. I've only pulled it out once or twice. Have you considered flipping the camera around 180 degrees so it looks like it's more from you? I considered that, but I think I'm already used to it by now. But plunger tube is all solvent welded. The solvent weld ends right here where the 3D printed sleeve is, so there's no contact on the actual tank itself, which is nice. But nice and simple, nice and clean, and no one's really done it this clean. Liam Davis did one a long time ago before anyone else did, and his was kind of messy. His was coming out the bottom, and it was kind of janky or whatever. And then Ryan made his, which he made the video on, and that one was much cleaner. But I still think that this one is even cleaner than that, just because he didn't use any of this stuff. He didn't even use the full plunger tube. He didn't use any of it. He just like permanently attached it in here permanently, but you'd have to break it in order to get the components back out. If I really wanted to, I could disassemble this whole thing, disconnect the tube, pull this off, disconnect the tube, pull that off, unscrew everything, clean everything, and then put it back together without breaking anything. Is that Fahrenheit or is that Celsius? And then there's nothing on this side. I just ground it down so it all pops back in there. Just like that. And of course, now that I've done this, I realize that, hey, there's no trigger. But I'm pretty happy with the way this has come out so far. Especially the internals and stuff, I'm very happy. And I might as well snap a picture of this while I have everything apart, so that I can post it on Instagram later, because I really don't feel like taking this apart again. There we go. It's negative 10C here. Jeez. Good lord. Do you wear goggles when you play games? I have glasses, so I tend to not... again, we only have 150 FPS cap, so I tend to not... At the very most, it could go past my glasses and hit my eye, which would suck, but I wouldn't lose my sight or anything. If I planned on doing a homemade war or anything above 150 FPS, or if we used FVJs, which we don't use FVJs, we don't use Vowberries or any hard tips of any kind, then I would wear glasses. I'd put in contacts and wear actual safety glasses, which I do have, but I just don't for normal games. I'm not saying that that's perfect safety advice, but I'd be lying if I said anything else. So. We have children that play. And I wouldn't say 150 FPS is low. With today, everybody's like, hi crush, hi everything, blah 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 blah. And they think that 180 is... There's no screw there, is there? Oh no, there is. I just totally stripped that out. Now I need to fill that. They just think that 180 is the new meta or whatever. But that's been done before in my group, and anyone in my group will tell you that that doesn't really work in our particular group, because I have a very accurate DRS cage, like above what normally is for DRS cages. And even though I'm only shooting 115 feet per second with waffles, I'm still outranging people that go the full 150 FPS cap. And that's because I'm very accurate with it. So people have kind of, at least in our local group, kind of stepped off the whole high crush, high torque hype train, because they've done it before and they can't come anywhere near me. So like, I think we're up to like 4 people now who have brass canted cages, and everyone looks out for those guys, because those are the ones that will tag you from 50-60 feet away, which is really annoying to face. the first like 3 months I came here, no one else could compete with me, and it was great, and then everyone started wising up and it actually got difficult. Our outdoor games are capped at 280. Yeah, that's really high. especially for a game where there are little kids playing. Does anyone have a good price for strong AA batteries like IMRs that can be shipped to Aussie? No. Short answer. I play at 90 caps, so 90, 110. Really? That's pretty low. 90 is really low. Also relatable. HVZ, so it balances out. That's still pretty low. Even 90 for that's still pretty low. Looks down sadly. Just a DRS cage XP180 setup on half charge lipo. Very happy with the way that came out. It's going to be nice. Still got to figure out how exactly I'm going to fill that all in, but one step at a time. I think I'm pretty much wrapping up here. Been going for about 2 hours and 13 minutes. So if you guys have any last questions, comments, go ahead and start leaving those now, and I will do my best to get back to you. So much of these streams increasing your productivity, Ben. They really do. They really do. I had to do this grinding all outside because this is a block of literally a block of resin, and luckily I have been gifted with enough carving ability where I can actually do this with relative ease. We got the little ridge right here. That just kind of sits your hand in there nice. Actually feels really comfortable. But I actually really like this handle. Yep. I cheat. Also helps because grinding down like that is not something a lot of people can do, let alone even think to do, because everyone relies on 3D printers and stuff now. So there's not actually a whole lot of people that even could make these, which is the reason why I've kind of cornered the market on scales. Hyperion, there's a BSP cage, some blue. Bus parts, wheels, so much should be dropped 90. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. Then that cage is like actually perfect. You look forward to Meteor front barrel blaster. I'm looking forward to opening it. I'll get one just for the sake of having one, but I mean, it's kind of hard to beat XBZs, and I don't see that being better than that. But whatever. Well, we'll see. We'll see. How strict are the 90? Yeah, I'm curious. 90 is really low. Like even for HVC, 90 is low, man. Not really if they know you aren't. If you have the left or pieces from Ethereal Fortress, Hyperfire, and make Hyper Pistol. I do not. That was actually Rob from SBNC's last project. I gave the front half of that to Rob for the cost of shipping, and he was integrating it into a Raven, and then he backed out of the hobby, unfortunately. Around 100 is usually good, but they have a chrono. So I take it 115 wouldn't fly. Bring an HPA sledge fire and be like, I promise this shoots 90 feet per second. Bam. Put an 8-inch barrel on there. Drac uses a 130 at our game. If he uses a 130 at our game, I better be allowed to use mine. Mine hits 115 with Koosh. Or not Koosh, 115 with Waffles. 136 with Koosh. What's your highest crony score? My highest crony score is like 400 and... Like in the 400 and... I want to say 424? But that's kind of cheating. If you're talking about the Theory of Fortress, it was the 151 shot I had on that video. 560 for me, for mine. I clocked Biohazard at like 480. Yeah, sure. I'm sure that wasn't a glitch. If we're talking about glitches, mine is 14,000. I've clocked mine at 14,000 feet per second. I just took a 3-foot piece of 9/16 brass and hooked it to a drain blaster, and it launched it at like 425 without blinking. 424 without blinking. If you want to make it all the way up here, I'll get them to let you use 115. If I make it all the way up there, I freaking better. Need to go to RIT with me? It's just everything's so expensive. I don't have any money. I wonder if a 4-foot barrel with I mean, I would imagine a 4-foot barrel with a drain blaster would be more. I'm sure it has plenty of excess air. Probably put a 5-foot barrel in there, if I could speak. Can all be roommates. I still have to get there, Ryan. Usually waits for aid package. Yeah. I'll be down to room with you guys. I'm gonna be, as it is, I'm gonna be struggling to make it to end war. So one thing, probably one major event per year is gonna be my limit. What tactic do you use when you play like stay back or rush? I don't run. I don't run at all. I stay back. I don't need to run. My effective range is 60 feet. I outrange everyone. When I do run, people get scared because I don't run very often. But I was shooting at someone else, and then to my right, someone shot at me and missed. It like went right by my face, and I like did the slow turn towards him, and I looked him dead in the eye, and he met eye contact with me. And the look on my face, he was like, "Oh shit!" And I started bolting after him, and it was so unexpected and uncharacteristic of me that he jammed his blaster, and I tagged him out. Everyone was like, "Ben's running!" I don't run at all. Hashtag go slow, yeah. Go slow, taco. Drain blaster have some boom co over at 300 feet pretty easily with 2-foot barrel. Crony is terrible, so screw running. My cardio is terrible, so screw running. I don't know why I said chrono. So there's this thing where like apparently you can get the paint out of spray paints, and because I have an airbrush and I want to use it for this, but the easiest colors to, because I don't want to mix any colors or whatever like custom, because I'm never going to be able to mix the same color again, and that annoys me. So I figured spray paint is thin enough where I can use it in the gun, and I looked it up, and sure enough, that's right. And I was looking at ways to get it out, and it looks like the easiest way to get it out is to take an awl and punch a hole in the side of the can and let it vent out, and then can opener it up and then dump it out. But I'm terrified that when I punch the hole in the side, it's just going to rip and explode. But supposedly it's safe. I suppose it's not high enough pressure to actually damage me or anything. It's like, I think the worst thing that could happen is I just get paint everywhere. I kind of screwed up my right knee a couple months ago in a game doing something stupid, but heroic. I won the game for us, but it's never really been the same. I'm getting old. Hey Pirate, what's going on? I'm finishing up. I was finishing up 10 minutes ago, but I'm just kind of chatting with everyone because it's fun. I haven't actually found paint I like from an airbrush, so that would be interesting. Because like Montana, or even anything like Walmart for like Krylon or Rust-Oleum or Montana, like there's so many paint options with spray paint that if I can open up cans, that would be so much better, especially if I could store them, like get little glass jars or something and store the paint. That would be perfect. And relatively cheap, because airbrush paint is not cheap. Airbrush paint is really expensive. I've shot paint cans, they don't normally explode, yeah. Because like, I don't think they would explode. I really don't, but it just makes me nervous. It's like the one thing you're told never to do. What game types do you play? We do a lot of deathmatch. We do some escorts, like VIP, that kind of thing. Usually it's me because I enjoy taunting people because I'm invincible. But I stand in the middle of 2 points, and then they put a hand on me, and I slowly walk towards the objective, and if the other team dies, they go back to their respawn, and if the other team touches me, then I turn around and go to the other objective, and first one to get me to the objective wins. So like, if I'm here, and the points are here and here, their respawns are here and here. So you have to like run back and forth. But we play some Capture the Flag, we play some territories. We need to find different missions and stuff, but we're kind of limited with the space that we have. We're looking for an indoor place, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. Bang. And if this barrel material, by the way, 6 inches of, this is the Caliburn aluminum, same barrel material. 6 inches of this is 3D printed one that Ryan from Make Test Battle has for free on Thingiverse. 6 inches of this into a stock. You do have to remount. This is the 16 millimeter one. I had to use my drill press to jam it in there. I know that's not what it's for, but I had to jam it in there pretty good. But in a stock Sledgefire, you have to remount a little bit, and I had to get rid of the ejection arm, which sucks. But a stock Sledgefire, you'll be getting 130 FPS out of stock darts. That's actually really freaking good. That is not correct, Nick. I do believe that this is 0.506. Look at 28. Had bad knees for like 10 years. 6'4", 220 pounds. Not great. Yeah. I'm 6'2", and I don't care to weigh myself, so. There's an airsoft field called High Ground Airsoft in an area near you. Maybe you could talk to them. I thought about talking to places like that, but we'd have to pay for it, and they're so expensive. I definitely know it's not under 0.5. It's way too loose for under 0.5. I need to print a caliburn at some point. I have some test pieces that I was talking about the start of the stream. Basically what I'm going to do is make the aluminum bits. I have it like cut up into different easy to cut out sections so I can make them out of aluminum and then screw them together. And I think that's what I'm going to do for the entire build. And then this is the regular pump grip. And I made this one. I still need to have the bottom rail on there, which I do plan on having. I just don't have it on this one. But I have a texture on here. So it's actually really, really grippy. It's not going to focus. There it goes. Focused for a second. You can see, and then the two tactical rails on top here. And then I'll have another one on the bottom. It's like super grippy. I actually put these here not for tactical stuff, which you still could do, but actually because it has better grip up here if you wanted to do this instead of this. It's just more places to grip onto. If you would like, I can link to a website just in case you. I've already looked up different places. I know what you're talking about in the local area. Would anybody be interested in a cast resin foregrip in this style for like 30 bucks? Because I'm thinking about printing this off of Shapeways, getting it nice done in the detailed resin, but it's like 150 bucks. So just for the print, not even for the rest of the mold. So on the plus side, I have enough materials to make like 6 caliburns. I'll probably end up printing a full caliburn by the time I'm done, just to have one to reference back to, and I'll probably sell this one at my local war for like 100 bucks or something. Try to make some of my money back. Anyway, 20 minutes ago I said I was going to go and that I was wrapping things up. I have lied. I have lied severely. AFG, what's AFG? I feel like I should know what that is. Do you usually have wars at the same place, or do you change locations often? We usually have it at the same place. At the beginning of December, we had it at a different place for the first time. It was a church, just so we could have like a bigger all-day HVZ kind of thing, like a special like end of the year kind of thing. But we usually have it in the same park. I'll let you take my money one project at a time, though. Angled foregrip. I thought about doing one, and with this coming out, maybe I'll have one in the future. But and foregrip is one word, Nick. But I like the texture on the side of here, super grippy. I just want, like, I don't even want an angled foregrip. I want, like, something that wraps all the way this way and all the way this way. Like, encapsulates your hand, because because most of the power is going in this way, but you still have friction coming back forward. And so it wants to slip out of your hand this way, and a lot of people forget that. It's like, I just want, like, a huge bracket right here that will prevent that. Like, I don't even want to be holding it. I just want to be able to do that. Supposedly the C-grip isn't as comfortable It's an AFG on a Caliburn. Like a P90 style grip. That doesn't seem very comfortable. I mean, not on Caliburn. I feel like this would actually be more ergonomic, actually. Like a just because of how much force you'd have to put on there. Instead of, because the more down here you are, the more you're kind of like pulling it like this. But if you have a full grip around like that, I feel like it's more evenly controlled. You're not fighting friction pulling it this way. I have an angled foregrip somewhere. I don't know where it is. Really don't like a lot of the printed ones. I don't see why it seems a lot of people don't like vertical foregrips. Yeah. It's kind of ugly. For Nerf stuff anyway. I don't use foregrips at all. Like, they're comfortable, don't get me wrong, and I'd love to use them, but in practice, I find myself holding my magazine because I always carry one magazine in my hand and then the magazine in my blaster, so that way I can just switch it out super fast. So in practice, I never actually hold my blaster up at the front. I also beefed up the lines right here. I don't know if you can see that. You can actually, it's actually visual. It's much thinner on this one right here. It's thicker on this one. That's for when I cast it in resin. I'll give it a little bit more structure. I think I'm dying. I'm not feeling well. So obviously I'm going to fill in this. Probably just fill that with methyl acrylate because it's so thin. I'm afraid epoxy sculpt would chip out. I'm going to get rid of the sludge fire, obviously. I want to get rid of this little bump right here that the G is under. There's a little bump right here. I want to get rid of that so it's nice and flat. But I'm not sure what details I want to get rid of. Obviously, Nerf logo's gone. Maybe fill in all those little fake rivets. Those little tiny ones around the Nerf logo. Fill in all those. I'm not sure if I want to cover up like these stupid screws. Like, I don't like the Phillips head screws. I don't like those. There's like 3 big ones and it looks like 2 small ones. So I'm probably just going to sand the texture off of those at the very least, but maybe leave the bump. I'm not sure, or maybe even like fill them in or something. But then you have like these hex bolts here, and I'm not sure if I want to just shave those off and fill it back in with the methyl acrylate. Not quite sure. I'll have to kind of do it as I go. Should try using Bog Plastibond. I don't know what that is. Still debating on where to put the LEDs. Got a few options, but just need to see where it goes once I start working on it. Okay, I think that's enough now that we've been going on like 25 minutes past when I said I was going to stop. Ta-da. It's like epoxy putty, but it's paste. You mean spot putty? Because I do use that. Have Christmas lights on the outside. Yeah. Make it a Christmas tree. Night. Night, Ryan. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Always appreciate it. Always appreciate having all you guys stick around, and thank you for popping in here. This build shouldn't be too long because I've actually done most of the stuff for, well, I've done all of the internals off camera. This was kind of just like a quick thing where I was like, I want a hand cannon. But I'll try to stream more of this, like the body work and stuff, especially when I get these handles done up. So, oh, Tiger, you're back. Dude, it's freaking 2 a.m. here. Dragon is biggest fan. I love you too, Dragon. So thank you guys for sticking around in the stream. And stream.